second and let's talk. Yo, DJ, roll that beautiful champagne footage.
For your invitation, Sham, to experience the clink, the chaos, and all of the empowerment secret you desire. There's a secret in the bottle, the bottle, the bottle. I just can't get a little clink with chaos, you know we got some. Hella hood with class, baby, I'm 2 in 1. Come sip and savor so we can spill some. And if you lost your way, we'll leave the light on. There's a secret in the bottle, the bottle, the bottle. I just can't get enough.
Champagne secrets. Champagne gang, FizzFam, Confidante. Welcome to Champagne Conversations. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm the Empress. You are joining me for our late night dose of champagne and secrets. If you were here on the previous live, y'all listen. We had some difficulty technicals. Do y'all hear me? But we got it all figured out. And so we're getting ready to get into this show. So, y'all give me a second because with Restream, as opposed to StreamYard, it won't let you upload multiple things. You can only upload one thing at a time. But did y'all see that trifling Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight? I know y'all knew we was gonna get into it. I just know y'all knew we was gonna get into it because what the hell was that? Somebody please tell me what the hell that was. I knew within the first 10 seconds that fight was rigged. You weren't going to convince me otherwise. The fact that that boy was still standing after 10 seconds, after all the cash, male bovine feces he was spewing all over China's internet, I knew. Yeah, something ain't right in the milk. Something ain't right. And as the match went on and continued to progress, I was like, so Mike ain't gonna throw. So we ain't even gonna try? I said, oh, okay. This one of them. This what that is. This. Am I the only one? Did y'all think that too? Hold on, let me scroll down. Fake Niecy B. Girl, I'm with you because who woke up and decided to play in our face is what I want to know. What in the... Yeah, I heard he got paid to lose the fight, allegedly. But y'all gotta check this out. So what I did was, I went on the tick of the talk and I located some videos of the people talking about how they feel about Tyson in this fight. So hold on one second. And here's my problem with it, right? The whole time before the fight, whatever you want to call it, started, I'm sitting there like, y'all, our generation done took a lot of L's in the last year. I'm like, bro, come on, Mike, come through. You finna bring us back. I saw that fight. I said, I have lost hope. And things getting better because what? Oh my God. I'm just outdone. I can't believe it. I can't.
How Jake Paul rigged the fight. Yesterday, a boxing match took place between Tyson and Paul, where Jake Paul claimed victory. The fight lasted 8 rounds, but it seemed rigged. Tyson was merely moving around the ring, following Paul without throwing any punches. At times, Tyson was even seen biting his glove, which raised suspicions that he might have been signaling something to Jake. This left everyone confused, especially since Tyson had been training like a beast before the match, and it was clear he was in great shape. Once again, Jake Paul is accused of rigging the fight, just as he has allegedly done before, showing disrespect to Mike Tyson. Tyson is a boxing legend and does not deserve to be treated this way. He should be shown the respect he has earned throughout his career. However, Jake Paul only cares about money and has never chosen an opponent who is stronger or better than him. The internet is deeply disappointed, with many fans calling the fight a disgrace to the sport and demanding justice for Tyson. Nobody can understand why Tyson didn't show what he is truly capable of, leaving his fans frustrated and confused.
So, what did you guys think about that fight yesterday, huh? What did you think? I don't even think it was a fight. It was an exhibition. It was an exhibition. Shout out to Jake Paul for what a brilliant business move. That was just brilliant. That was a brilliant money grab. I don't give a fuck what anybody said. The fact that he came out in that car with his brother, just real douchebaggy. He knows how to fucking promote. That's social media. He's a social media promotion genius. Plain and simple. He's literally bringing WWE to boxing. That's how I feel. He really is. I'm not saying he's not a true boxer, but I'd like him to really box some real motherfuckers now that he's done this whole Tyson thing.
Niecy B, I'm with you on this one. It wasn't even so much that the fight was rigged. It was rigged so horribly. Like, who wrote y'all script? Is what I want to know. Who? Y'all couldn't have planned this better than this. Y'all clearly made it look rigged. On top of the fact that Tyson basically gave y'all his ass to kiss before he went in there to fight. We just saw the man training on videos. And you mean to tell me all of us, the power of the Panther has been stripped away? That's what y'all trying to tell me? Somebody snatched his juju? He lost his inner chi? Yeah, come on.
He should start boxing real motherfuckers. And I think Gervonta Davis is like, the Tank's like, yo, I'll take you on, man. I'll beat the brakes off your ass. That's what he said. It. Jake Paul said, is there a height requirement here?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
And he said he'll take it on. Maybe this is Jake's move to fight real boxers. He's doing this to piss people off. And they're like, how can you disrespect our fucking heroes, man? I'll take you on. Who knows? But one thing I do know, all I saw was the business fucking, the model. What a fucking brilliant promotion to fill that Dallas stadium, 72,000 plus. Are you fucking kidding me? Jerry Jones is like, well, hell, goddamn, oh shit, I want to appreciate you, Netflix. Whoa, that shit was brilliant. Had everybody out there, Charlize Theron, Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, all the stars were out. It was brilliant. Everybody was watching all around the world. We were all watching Mike Tyson because we wanted to see the spark. We said, maybe Tyson will come out. Maybe Tyson will come with that ferocity. it was little sparks here and there, but he's 58. I didn't even trip on that shit. This shit was scripted as fuck. If you think this shit was a real fight, you got to be the biggest jackass. Come on. You have got to be the biggest jackass. Hey, I'm just happy that he showed Tyson respect. He didn't really do too much damage to Tyson. That's it. He kind of just wanted to be in the same ring as Tyson. Jake Paul was the winner of the fight, but you can look at Tyson's face going, that's nice. Everybody won. Everybody got fucking paid, baby. And yeah, so I don't think that Tyson embarrassed himself. He kind of got worn out in the third round. It is what it is, man. As long as Tyson got his money, his health is still there, it's all fucking good. You know what I mean? You're saying? Tyson's like, yo, how much am I getting for this? Oh, shit, I'm getting, what, 20, 30 million? Yeah, fuck that. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm gonna start jumping rope tomorrow. I don't give a shit. Maybe the heck, who cares? Who cares about a fucking legacy? I just need my motherfucking money, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I knew Tyson was kind of done when he had that little knee brace thing. I said, oh, yeah. He didn't even come out with no entourage, no nothing. He said, I'm gonna just get this over with. My fucking knee is fucked up. I don't give a fuck. Yo, and we were just happy to see Tyson there. And yeah, see, Tyson only has street strength now. All of his boxing energy is only reserved for if somebody fucks with him in the street, a regular person. Like if he's at in a restaurant, someone's talk shit, he can give him that boom, boom, boom. But as far as competition, that shit is done. It's like me. I was in track and field. I was a sprinter, you know what I'm saying? But I can't run for shit anymore. But if somebody is chasing me, let's say someone's chasing me and I'm running for my life, I still got that survival speed, So, hey, you guys let me know what you think. You could put your opinions in there. I don't give a fuck. But Mike Tyson is always going to be one of the greatest champs ever, ever, ever. Jake Paul, fucking brilliant.
Still want to with me?
Iron Mike Tyson is 58 years old, and we're about to find out if that iron is now a bit rusty.
Look at that, y'all.
Look at my life as a legacy. Legacy to me means ego. Who cares about my legacy? I'm going to be dead soon one day. But he's not going to win.
On Friday night in Texas, the once most feared prize fighter steps back into the ring against the social media boxing star Jake, the Problem Child Paul, live on Netflix. Tyson says he's taking the bout seriously. Back in April, he even said that he'd given up sex for a while, and he was giving up marijuana too. The 27-year-old Paul doesn't seem to think it matters either way.
I think that heavyweights are slow. They don't have a ton of boxing ability, and they can't get out of the way of punches, and they just sit there like...
It's almost 20 years since Tyson last fought professionally, and Paul now claims to be the face of the sport. He's got a professional record of 10 wins, 1 loss, with 7 knockouts. But fight fans can't decide if this is a sport or a spectacle. There isn't a title on the line, but the fighters are expected to bank tens of millions nonetheless.
You still want to with me?
Tyson was right, and I was wrong. I begged him not to do the Roy Jones fight. You're too old. I love you. I don't want to see you taking any punishment. So I set him up on Shark Week. He got paid good money. And I told him, Mike, you're basically 60 years old. And he's like, you honestly think this fucking kid's going to do anything to me? He's not good. He's not going to fucking knock me out. He's not going to do this. And you saw him. He tripped when he was walking down the thing. He had a hard time walking up the stairs. He had a knee brace on. And Jake Paul couldn't do anything to him. He made a ton of money. And I know people are mad. You stayed home on a Saturday night, but you didn't pay for it. You know what I mean? And, this is what Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson shows up, everybody makes money, Jake Paul is. I don't have to tell you guys, you guys know. Mike Tyson is the A++++ side of that thing. And he was right. Jake Paul couldn't do shit to him. He was right and I was wrong.
I'm so glad I didn't put money in this fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. It would be stocks lost no matter who wins or loses. What is going on right now?
Nah, this is actually a waste of a fight. What?
You gotta laugh at it.
What is this huggish going on? Oh my God. You telling me I stayed up for midnight to watch 8 rounds of... I can't tell you what I just watched, bro. Good thing I did not pay for this Netflix, because what is going on?
Getting my husband's reaction on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. He used to box. So husband, what'd you think of the fight?
Everything that I knew it would be.
What did you know that it would be?
It would be a 58-year-old in the ring who shouldn't have been there.
Let's
And I love Mike Tyson. I mean, that's my childhood hero.
Shut up.
But let's talk about, first of all, Rosie Perez. I loved her, the band.
Best fight of the night was the women. Best fight of the night was the women. Them broads went at it. Oh, yeah, they did. Uh-huh. But these ninjas. One dry hump, the other in the... What? So now we deifying boxing. Gotta do something, ECB, because this is out of control. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Y'all hear me? Can't catch a break every time you turn around. It's some more foolishness. Please make it make sense. Can we have one good week? Month? Day? Holly Weird is very thirsty. Because this is... Let me finish the video.
Answer and like her talking, it was like hilarious. She was like stating her worry for Mike Tyson. It was so funny.
They friends in real life.
Okay.
She's genuinely concerned for her homie.
Now let's talk about the action. Those two ladies,
What action?
Serrano and
Katie Tyler.
That was good. The whole time I was like, she has like an open wound right here.
Was robbed.
Okay, yes, I feel like I feel like the wrong person won. But that open wound, the whole time I'm thinking, oh, somebody stitched that up. And they just put...
Despite getting headbutts multiple times, opening a wound above her eye, she still kept going. You know how hard it is to fight with blood leaking in your eye?
I can't... And all they did was put Vaseline on it.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do.
So that's what we're gonna do next time a kid gets hurt. Let's just grab the Vaseline, because apparently that's supposed to solve everything. All right, guys, have a great night.
Dana White acknowledged the bravery of Mike Tyson's decision to fight at nearly 60 years old. He noted the 31-year age gap between Tyson and Jake Paul, implying that such a significant difference posed challenges for the older fighter.
Earlier this week, Mike Tyson has been announced a return to boxing. I know in the past you said you didn't want him to fight again. You tried to talk him out of fighting again. Have you spoken to him about this one?
He gets mad when I do this, but Mike's 60, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Who gives a shit what I think? It's not my fight. I love Mike Tyson, personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't know. Let's see what he go in there. Put together training. I'd like to get third during that fight. What I think of that stuff.
And harshly criticized the fight, stating it should never have been sanctioned. He described Tyson's appearance as concerning, pointing out physical changes due to...
And then by the end of the fight, it was clear this was a 58-year-old man, and he looked like a 58-year-old man. And I have a lot of issues with this. I don't think this fight should have ever happened. I think it says a lot of bad things about the combat sports world and sets a really dangerous precedent going forward. We're going to talk about the whole fight clearance approval process and then just physiologically why he looked the way he did. There's a lot of just true anatomy and physiology changes that explain why Tyson looked so bad and play a role in why this type of thing should not happen. So how did this fight even happen or get approved? Each state has an athletic commission that governs licenses for combat sports. It's not a national standard. It's state by state, and there's a wide variety of medical clearance processes and rules in place from one state to another. That probably played some role in where this fight happened because Texas has some of the more lenient medical clearance processes. So here you can see if you're going to apply to get a license, you basically have to have a medical exam. You have to have some negative blood work, which is pretty self-explanatory. You have to have passed an eye exam within the previous 6 months. And if you are over the age of 36, you are considered a older competitor and you have to have more favorable physical testing, limited, including EEG, EKG. So EEG.
He questioned how authorities could allow a fight involving a 58-year-old, calling the event ridiculous.
There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want you as children. Praise be to God.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Mike, can I ask, when you heard that from another young man from Brooklyn, what did that mean?
Yes, he is very, very eloquent, but that day I was off my meds.
You say you're not going to lose, but the odds say differently. How disrespected does that make you feel, and why do you think you are the underdog?
Thank you.
Comment about being over the age of 36 is what they would consider an older athlete. Physical exam. For the neurologic exam, none of this is functional. This is very basic. How alert are you? Your cranial nerves. Look at somebody walk. Very simple finger, nose, and reflexes. This is extremely, extremely simple screening. Not anywhere near the level of complexity for something like what a professional boxer is walking into. And it's the same other than an EKG and an EEG for a 20-year-old fighter or theoretically a 90-year-old fighter. There's no upper age limit within these.
So that was a tough loss. How do you feel after that?
How the fuck you think I feel? Don't ask no dumbass questions.
Get it all out. Get it all out.
I don't feel like shit right now. Fuck you think I feel amazing. I take a loss. I mean, yeah. We fucking lost. We were supposed to win. We better than...
I agree with Snoop. Snoop said what we really wanted to say. You know what? When I first started my channel, right? One of the first videos that I was going to do was going to ask the question, can you be bought? Do you have a price? Because it seems like we're living in a day and age where everybody has a price. Nobody has a standard anymore. Nah, nobody has goals. Everybody can be bought this day and age. All you have to do is name the right price. When did we get like this? Where it's just about the dollar, and I get it, 20 million, man. 40 potentially. Because I've heard so many different numbers. To throw a fight, is your character, your legacy worth 20 million? Or do you feel like with the 20 million, I can buy another one? I can create another one. I'm willing to throw away everything that I've built and start over again. Forget the legacy I had. That doesn't matter. Just pass me the 20. And it is what it is. As the song say, it's up and it's stuck. Y'all let me know. Drop in the comments and let me know. Can you be bought? Would a 20 do? 20 piece? And if the 20 piece would do you have any boundaries? How far are you willing to go? just to secure the bag. If you were Tyson, would you have thrown a match, allegedly, for the money? Let me know.
RC, you have no idea how much I'm praying that you are right. I do not want to see Mike Tyson get knocked out. I really, really don't. I'm proud at how his life has evolved and, you know, and all of this stuff.
He was never going to get knocked out.
But, yo, fellas, he's 31 years older than Jake. 31. Do y'all understand? I'm gonna put this in perspective. I was just telling somebody here in studio in LA this. Do y'all know more than 20 years ago, Mike Tyson got dropped in a fight from sheer fatigue? Wasn't even hurt, but still extended his hand to reach out for the referee to help him up. He actually had a second there where he was looking for the referee to help him up because he was so tired. You understand that he could barely get up. That was 20 years ago. So if that was you 20 years ago, what am I supposed to believe about you now? Now, in the case of Jake Paul, I'm conflicted because I know he's obnoxious and he can get on a lot of people's nerves and all of this other stuff. And I get that part. And you got a lot of people that want to see him get knocked out. Cam, let me tell you something about Jake Paul, you two, L and RC, that this is where my conflict is. A lot of folks would like to see him get knocked on his ass. No doubt about it. But there's a flip side to this. Because of what promoters have done to the sport of boxing, denying us the opportunity to see fights when we want to see them. What Jake Paul has done for the sport of boxing in terms of showing you could go out there without a damn promoter, promote the damn fight yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And do your thing.
Yeah.
That assists potentially in taking the hands of the sport out, taking the sport out of the hands of the promoters. So in that regard, I root for Jake Paul. I truly, truly do. But in the end, he's 31 years younger. I'm sick and tired of him fighting either non-boxers, strikers, basketball players, or boxers with no punch or whatever. I want to see him go up in there against somebody relatively his age that actually box for a living. If he's going to call himself a boxer, this is the closest that he's gotten to it. And I have no doubt if Mike Tyson catches anybody, he could put him out. I just don't know if he will. I think he's just too old.
Yeah, it's not even the closest. He did fight Tommy Fury, right? And that was a split.
RC, you have no idea how much I'm...
What are you seeing? This motherfucker Drake bet $355,000 on Mike Tyson.
That's kind of fucked up.
Extremely.
Paul admitted that he rigged the fight against Tyson. On November 15th, 2024, the biggest boxing match in history happened, Paul versus Tyson. During the fight, it became evident to many that something was off. Tyson started strong, throwing powerful punches and combinations that seemed unstoppable. However, at one point, when they clinched in the ring, Paul whispered something to Tyson, after which Tyson completely stopped giving any resistance. In the following 7 rounds, Tyson mostly walked around the ring biting his glove, missing clear opportunities for clean strikes. This baffled many, given Tyson's reputation as one of the most experienced boxers with numerous knockouts. It's hard to believe he would miss such opportunities without reason. Rumors began circulating that Tyson had a contract stipulating he would earn $20 million if he won, but as much as $40 million if he lost. This rumor led to the belief that Tyson deliberately let Paul win. At the post-fight press conference, Jake Paul was asked directly, "Was the fight rigged?" Paul simply smiled, looked at the audience, and ignored the question, further fueling suspicions that the fight had been rigged.
Sports fans who tuned into Friday night's match featuring Mike Tyson and Jake Paul witnessed the 58-year-old boxing legend hold his own against the 27-year-old YouTuber turned boxer. Ultimately, Paul emerged victorious, defeating the veteran athlete via unanimous decision at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. With this latest win, Paul's professional record improved to 11-1, while Tyson's record stands at 57. Although many were disappointed with the outcome, and even with some aspects of Tyson's performance, a number of people have come forward to defend him, praising him for still being one of the greatest boxers in sports history. Rapper The Game was among the many Tyson fans who voiced their support. He tweeted, "I see all these weird celebrities. N. Percenti is saying Mike looked bad. This was sad and disgusting, etc. Y'all goofy. I saw a 58-year-old legend go 8 rounds with a 27-year-old in front of the world in a sold-out football stadium and walk away with $20 million, his dignity. And yet another achievement he said was only for him. I'm proud of you, champ." Prime at Mike Tyson would have destroyed at Jake Paul in 90 seconds. A 58-year-old Tyson went 8 rounds against a much fitter and very capable boxer half his age. Mock him all you like, but Mike's got the heart of a lion, balls of steel, and will always be an absolute legend. Love at Mike Tyson. Always have, always will. But 58 is 58. Plus the legs just wasn't there. Old is old. Thank God he didn't get knocked out. Now it's time for Jake Paul to get in the ring with a top 10 fighter. Or hell, a champion. No more b-ball players, strikers from MMA, or old men.
Y'all know what? He stresses me out. He does. He really does. Because I don't be knowing whose side he on sometimes. He really... What does age have to do with it? This is Iron Mike Tyson. We just saw this man training. Yeah, he might be older, but we just saw him training. So you trying to tell me his 58 kicked in when he got in the ring? Let me tell y'all something. My uncle is in his 70s. He is a 5th degree black belt in several different martial arts styles. Even in his 70s. Call him right now if you want to. And I get it. Somebody gonna say, but this is boxing. This is boxing. Same point. The fact of the matter is, we sat and watched this man train, so we saw what he could do still. Which was a whole lot better than what the hell we saw in that ring.
It's time for Jake to get into a real fight. He's good enough. Make it happen. It didn't feel good watching a 27-year-old fight a 57-year-old. It felt kind of gross. What y'all think? Just sad SMH. I cut it off because I couldn't watch anymore. It's sad to see Mike Tyson like this because I went to every Tyson fight. This fight tonight was not great for boxing. No point of that fight. And sadly, DDG would with an awkward post alleging Jake Paul is greater than Muhammad Ali. Well, did you watch the fight? Do you agree with any of these celebs?
Celebrities. They're just like us, equally unimpressed with reality TV-style boxing matches and saddened by Mike Tyson's tragic post-Glory Day story.
Oh, left hook! Triple left hook by Paul! Mike is hurt.
Mike's hurt.
Yes, he is. A to Z listers alike flocked to social media to share their thoughts on Jake Paul and Tyson's wild face-off, and everyone was saying the same thing. No. Just no. Magic Johnson had a few things to say about the bout, taking to X to write, "Just sad. I cut it off because I couldn't watch anymore. It's sad to see Mike Tyson like this because I went to every Tyson fight. This fight tonight was not great for boxing." Former pro football quarterback Robert Griffin III, who knows a few things about taking hits, bemoaned, "This is truly heartbreaking to watch 58-year-old Mike Tyson in the ring right now." Some celebs were even more cutting in their opinions. Fellow boxing legend Terrence Crawford didn't hold back with the heavy blows, writing, "I love Mike Tyson, but they giving him too much credit. He looked like trash. To train that long and only throw 97 punches the whole fight is crazy. I'm just glad he didn't get hurt out there." Whatever the opinion, the consensus seems to be that this is nothing short of a humiliating fall from grace. Back in the heyday, Iron Mike was unbeatable. During his career, Tyson's overall career record is 50 wins and 7 losses, with 44 wins by knockouts. In July 1986, he knocked out Marvin Frazier, son of former heavyweight champion Smokin' Joe Frazier, in an astounding 30 seconds. But Tyson's tragic return to the ring after nearly 2 decades was universally panned by fans, pundits, and celebs alike. His decision to face off against Jake Paul, a social media star 31 years his junior, was viewed as a cynical cash grab and a tragic closing chapter in the once great fighter's career.
How does a 58-year-old Tyson match up with a 27-year-old Paul?
KSI wrote in an Instagram story post, "What a sad watch. Whole thing was sad. Mike Tyson is twice the age of Jake Paul. It was never ever gonna be close. I can't believe that this elderly abuse was even sanctioned. Just disgusting." The YouTuber turned boxer had been a vocal critic of the fight before the two even stepped into the ring, and slammed the event organizers in a pre-match post on X that said, "They are sending a lamb to the slaughter." However, some still had faith in Iron Mike and his ability to bust out with his famed right uppercut. A hugely optimistic Drake shared on Instagram that he bet a whopping $355,000 on a Tyson win. Whipple said the whole thing was just one big money grab. Tyson Fury bucked against the trend. He told pro boxing fans on November 12th that he was totally there for it and that any haters were just jealous because they weren't the ones making money off the showdown. Perhaps the most controversial commentary on the match, however, came from none other than Conor McGregor, who caused a firestorm when he wrote, "They are eyeing Pritchard Colon for next opponent." If you don't follow boxing, Colon is still struggling to recover after suffering severe head injuries during a 2015 fight that put him in a coma. McGregor quickly deleted the post, but not before fans railed against his appalling joke, with one person calling him a scumbag. Clearly, the Paul versus Tyson fight brought out the worst in all of us. Paul may have been declared the victor, but you can make the argument that there were no winners here.
Hopefully people aren't too disappointed, but come on, he's 58 years old.
Right. Celebrities, they're just like us, equally unimpressed with reality TV style boxing matches and saddened by Mike Tyson's tragic post flock Tyson's wild face. Everyone same thing. To say about taking to X to write, "Just watch anymore." It's sad to see Mike Tyson like this because I went to every Tyson fight. This fight tonight was not great for boxing. Former pro football quarterback Robert Griffin III, who knows a few things about taking hits, bemoaned, "This is truly heartbreaking to watch 58-year-old Mike Tyson in the ring right now." Some celebs were even more cutting in their opinions. Fellow boxing legend Terrence Crawford didn't hold back with the heavy blows, writing, "I love Mike Tyson, but they giving him too much credit. He looked like trash. To train that long and only throw 97 punches the whole fight is crazy. I'm just glad he didn't get hurt out there." Whatever the opinion, the consensus seems to be that this is nothing short of a humiliating fall from grace. Back in the heyday, Iron Mike was unbeatable. During his career, Tyson's overall career record is 50 wins and 7 losses, with 44 wins by knockouts. In July 1986, he knocked out Marvin Frazier, son of former heavyweight champion Smokin' Joe Frazier, in an astounding 30 seconds. But Tyson's tragic return to the ring after nearly 2 decades was universally panned by fans, pundits, and celebs alike. His decision to face off against Jake Paul, a social media star 31 years his junior, was viewed as a cynical cash grab and a tragic closing chapter in the once great fighter's career.
How does a 58-year-old Tyson match up with a 27-year-old Paul?
KSI wrote in an Instagram story post, "What a sad watch. Whole thing was sad. Mike Tyson is twice the age of Jake Paul. It was never ever gonna be close. I can't believe that this elderly abuse was even sanctioned. Just disgusting." The YouTuber turned boxer had been a vocal critic of the fight.
Did I tell you what's gonna happen, man? I told you it was gonna come down to stamina and conditioning. Jake Paul won round 2 to 8. Round 1, for people in the chat, round 1, if you're paying attention, when Mike came out there and applied pressure and opened up and volume punched a little bit, just a little bit, and he scared the shit out of Jake. If you watch, go back and watch round 1 again, and Mike was actually Mike for a little bit. Even a 58-year-old Mike made Jake Paul uncomfortable. He's not used to that. You can't train for that kind of fighter. I don't care who you spar with and how many rounds or hours of sparring you do. You can't. No. After round 1, I'm not sure why Mike stopped. I'm not sure why he stopped applying that pressure. He was.
What do you mean? He got tired.
The same reason when you running, when people running and they get tired and they start walking.
Yeah,
that's why you do it, man.
I can't take him serious. I can't take him serious because the name of his podcast is Shay Shay. I can't. He should have just called it Nightcap, like the light behind him. Shay Shay. Baby, no. And the crazy thing is, it's more of him talking about he was tired and he old. They can't even see the play. Like, really? He didn't get tired. The man was biting his glove. They kept talking about he adjusting his mouth guard. No, he wasn't. He was clearly biting his glove. Mike was trying to remind himself not to hit this boy. For real. And real talk, Jake Paul wasn't even fighting for real. It was worse than watching WWE. And I am a WWE fan. Do you hear me? So they gotta stop with this whole he was old narrative. What did you expect? He was old. Please stop.
Man, why you stop? I was tired.
Hey, you right. Hey, he caught Jake with that left hook twice. I think maybe twice. He ain't throw the uppercut not once, He ain't throw the uppercut once. And then I seen there was some rounds in the later rounds where Jake hit him across the head and he was backing up. He was biting on, he always keep his guard high. It was very uncomfortable for me. Yeah. It was very uncomfortable for me to see Mike going backwards, To see him going backwards. Mike don't fight off his back foot, Mike come forward, baby. It just, listen, kudos to Jake, kudos to Mike for getting in there and living out a dream, allowing his kid. I saw his, what he wrote on Twitter, on X, what he wrote on X about his kids being able to see him standing there against somebody, 30, 20-some years younger or whatever, man. And I'm glad you were able to fulfill that dream or whatever it might have been, being able to get back in the ring after 22 years. I salute you. But I mean, it is what it is. It wasn't what I thought it would be. I think Jake, he stepped off the gas a little bit in the later rounds, so he wouldn't knock Mike out. I think if he wanted to, if he applied pressure, he could have knocked Mike out if he wanted to.
That's just dumb. There was no way that boy was knocking Mike out. All the punches he was landing on, Mike didn't knock Mike out. Didn't knock him off his game. He stumbled a little bit, a little wibble wobble here and there. But he was still standing. Even if that boy tried, he could knock Mike out. And I'm so confused at the fact that people actually, no, I'm not confused. Because they all are part of the same entertainment industry. As far as we know, they could have allegedly been paid to push this narrative. So, look, I don't put it past them. Nobody.
But he didn't. So, I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't what I thought. It wasn't what I thought it would be. I didn't get the
exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah. If you look at Mike training, if you look at Mike training and hitting the pads with that,
the pads don't move.
That velocity, even the pads don't move. But listen, it's different. We didn't even get that. We didn't even get that type of Mike. That coming up under and just letting it go. Like that round one, I was like, oh shit, boy, Mike finna kill this motherfucker. And then when round came, it was a wrap.
Ocho, you know how it is, man. You know boxing. Yeah. You got to be well conditioned.
It's different,
And cause the thing is, it's not that you're just running; you're throwing punches. So you're using every part of your body. Your arms, your back, your shoulders, your legs, your core got to stay tight. You got to be mentally focused because you don't know where punches are coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can get fatigue mentally. That'll drain you.
Yeah. And then, Mike
58. I mean, I don't know what people was thinking. I got exactly what I thought. I saw a 58-year-old fighting.
His legs
and fighting, doing a cardiovascular. I could see Ocho if it was like weightlifting. Like you got guys in their 50s that are still strong. But it doesn't require the cardio, the lactic threshold that it would require as a boxer. So I don't know what people thought they were gonna get. Like, oh, Mike retired 22 years ago. Why? Because he didn't have. Hey, bud. Because he didn't have the desire.
Distance, brother. Nice distance. Hey, bro. Nice one, Mike. Nice one, Mike. Bro. Nice one, Mike. Time. More, Mike.
Has rigged the Mike Tyson fight. It was bad enough that the rules.
So y'all gonna look at that and y'all still gonna tell me? There a little bit. Hold on. Y'all gonna look at that and y'all still gonna tell me? Celebrities. That this man couldn't have still went in that ring if he wanted to? Come on now.
Mike retired 22 years ago. Why? Because he didn't have. Hey, bud. Because he didn't have the desire.
Look at that.
Distance, brother. Nice distance. Hey, bro. Nice one, Mike. Nice one, Mike. Bro. Nice one, Mike. Time. More, Mike.
How fast them hands are.
Has rigged the Mike Tyson fight. It was bad enough that the rules extremely favored Jake, but now the contract is going to incentivize Mike to lose and give Jake an opportunity to choose himself as a winner. The first stipulation in the contract will punish Tyson for knocking out Jake because he's getting paid on a sliding scale per round. This means that if you were to knock Jake out in the first round, Tyson would be given no money at all. And if you were to knock him out in the second, he would only make a small amount of cash. So for Tyson to make the absolute most amount of money, he needs to survive all 8 rounds, which to a lesser fighter would mean avoid being knocked out, but for him means not knocking Jake out. And here's where it gets even worse. If this goes to a split decision, it massively favors Jake because the judges have to be approved by Jake. Obviously, they wouldn't want to use language where they say he can choose the judges, but if they need to be approved by Jake, that means he's going to be able to talk to them and make sure they're behaving.
Jake Paul came and I talked to him. Yeah, this is the problem. This is what happened. Okay. Legally, they each cannot go at each other hard. Because if Mike hits Jake Paul, like really hit him, like if Mike Tyson, like he still has it. But if Mike Tyson hit Jake Paul will die. Like he's gonna die. Like he's gonna be dead. Like if he went all in, that's why you saw a lot of like, if Jake Paul would hit Mike Tyson, I think because of Mike Tyson's age, he would kill Mike Tyson. So the rules were that they gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. That's what I heard. They both had to chill. You could tell Mike is responsive. He was almost like, because you could tell when he goes 1-2, but then he stops because he would kill him. It'll be over. Even what I just told y'all. Was it a good fight or was it still trash? You don't even care. You don't even give a damn.
I always cry before I fight. You did? Always cry before? Yeah.
What were you crying about?
I don't know. This is who I am.
Yeah, but go further. What's the emotion? Are you...
I'm getting ready to change into somebody I don't like.
You're getting ready to change you. Change into the fighter.
Yeah.
And you don't like that fight?
Not really.
Wow. Mike Tyson. That's illuminating. You are the greatest fighter that ever lived. And you didn't like that guy.
No, because he came more with fighting.
He what?
He brought more than just fighting with him.
What do you mean?
He brought like jealousy, enviness, guilt. He brought a lot of stuff.
All the bad qualities that you learned were bad.
Yeah.
You were assigned to that Mike Tyson. Yeah. That isn't the Mike Tyson I'm talking about.
No, not at all.
For my role model last night, my churn, making fun of me. Everybody talking. That man 58 years old. And went and got 20 M's. I'm proud of him. Give me 20 million right now. Anybody give me 20 million right now, I'm jumping in the ring with Javante. Tank gotta knock me out. Call Bud. Call Bud. What my other nephew name? Shakur. Call everybody and tell them 20 mil. Fight on Netflix with Boosie. Yeah, we gonna break the numbers. I'm gonna throw more than Tyson throw, I bet you that. But hey, 20 mil, I need that 20 M. Throw them.
I'm a fucking student of war. I know all the warriors from Charlemagne, Achilles, the #1 warrior of all warriors. From there, Alexander, Napoleon, I know them all. I read them all, I studied them all. I know the art of fight, I know the art of war. That's all I ever studied. That's why I'm so feared. That's why they feared me when I was in the ring. Because I was an annihilator. That's all I was born for. And now those days are gone. It's empty. I'm nothing. I'm working on being the art of humbleness. Can you believe in me? That's the reason why I'm crying. Because I'm not that person no more. And I miss them. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch. Because I don't want that person to come out. Because if he comes out, hell is coming with him.
Please help me understand. What do you think you're going to do with a man who crying because he misses the old him? What did a Jake or a Paul feel like they could have done with that man? That wasn't a 20-year-old man talking. All that anger and that rage and all that extra stuff is still deep down in there. He just said he's choosing humility. He definitely chose humility during this damn fight. Clearly. Not only do he cry for that, but he also said he cried because he know what he getting ready to do to those boys in that ring. And he knew he was going to feel guilty because of it. So he cried after every match. When I say this world has gotten weird, this world has gotten weird. Completely. But now, we're getting ready to get into our next story. Ran across this story. And where was I when I ran across this? On YouTube, I believe, or Google. No, I was on TikTok. This doctor has been suspended and has lost his medical, well, no. He's going through hearings to lose his medical license because he was caught on video. And this was before the complaint was filed. Walking around his office nude around his female employees. But not only that, he took the time to ejaculate on one of them. Can't make this stuff up. Just when you think it's safe to come out the house, Now you can't even go to the doctor's office. So we getting ready to check this video out.
Saw a physician who had his license suspended. The suspension of Dr. David Diffenay stemmed from a complaint sent into the state medical board in July related to alleged inappropriate sexual contact in one of his medical offices. We sent in a Freedom of Information Act request to the Arkansas State Medical Board to get access to Diffenay's file. According to the investigator's report, Diffenay denied all of the claims listed in the complaint. Macy Davis joins us now, breaking down what we learned.
The board received the complaint on July 17th. It included multiple video files, and we do want to warn you, the video is graphic. We have censored it due to the explicit content. Anyone who might be sensitive to this content may want to change the channel. According to board documents, this video was taken in 2019 Diffenay family practice in Blytheville. In it, Dr. David Diffenay can be seen walking around naked, including in the hallway between patient rooms. Another video clip sent in shows him in the receptionist area walking around 3 women and performing a sex act directly in front of one of the women. The clip ends with him ejaculating on her. According to the documents we received, not only did the woman work in Diffenay's office as a lab tech for another company, she was one of his patients. According to the person who sent the board the videos, this all happened during business hours. They also claimed Diffenay used his, quote, position of power, sexual grooming, salary increases to groom employees and patients into repulsive acts. At least one person agrees. Dr. Bradley Diner with the Arkansas Medical Foundation wrote, quote, the pervasive behavior leads to concerns about a sexual compulsive disorder of paraphilia, which may in fact cross boundaries with his delivery of medical care. An investigator with the Arkansas Department of Health interviewed Dr. Diffenay in September. According to the report from that interview, Dr. Diffenay was informed there were video clips of his actions. Dr. Diffenay said, quote, I don't know anything about that at all. I'd have to see those things to have any idea what you're talking about, end quote. K8 News attempted to call Diffenay at his various offices for a comment. We also called his personal phone number and left a voicemail. We received no response. So we went to his home to see if he would answer our questions.
I'm gonna ring one more time.
We noticed a vehicle near his home at the time. No one came to the door. I also reached out to his cell phone through text after we stopped by, but we did not get a response back. This isn't the first time Diffenay has been investigated by the medical board. Earlier this year, someone complained about what Diffenay calls his naturist activities. In the January complaint, the board was informed that Diffenay was posting nude photos of himself on his social media accounts. The complainant included screenshots from Diffenay's Instagram account, Naked Dr. Dave. In his response to the board, Diffenay said he is a naturist, and his accounts were well known to the naturist community. He cited the practice as promoting acceptance and body positivity, adding, quote, we do not shame, sexualize, fear, or negatively stigmatize the naked body. He added that there was, quote, no crossover whatsoever with my professionalism while practicing medicine and my naturist activities, end quote. During its June meeting, the board chose not to take any action and decided to save the documentation as information only and add it to his file for future reference. Diffenay has also been investigated in the past for allegations surrounding illegally distributing pain medications. His Arkansas medical license was temporarily suspended in 2017 while the board investigated those claims of overprescribing. The board sent Diffenay a letter saying they found no evidence of a violation of the Arkansas Medical Practices Act and closed the investigation. In Missouri in 2011, Diffenay entered into a deferred prosecution agreement after he was investigated by the medical board and criminally charged for allegedly illegally distributing pain medications. Criminal charges were dropped, and Diffenay agreed not to practice medicine in Missouri for 3 years. In 2013, the Missouri State Board of Registration for the Healing Arts closed the matter before the medical board and took no action. On October 14th, the Arkansas State Medical Board suspended Diffenay's license related to the videos submitted in July. His hearing is set for December 6th. We will be there to provide further updates. In studio, Macy Davis, K8 News.
Diffenay's hearing will be at 4 p.m., as Macy said, on December 6th.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Diana Davis. The Arkansas State Medical Board has suspended the license of Dr. David Diffenay following allegations he engaged in sexual contact and relations with a patient. Our Griffin Broussard joins us in the studio with more details. And Griffin, what's the latest?
Yeah, Diana, this is just another episode of the long saga of Dr. David Diffenay, and this time it's for different reasons. Just yesterday, the Arkansas State Medical Board issued an emergency order of suspension to Dr. Diffenay in reference to a complaint they received on July 17th. The complaint claiming, quote, Diffenay engaged in sexual contact with his staff, who are also his patients, and sexually harassed these same individuals, end quote. This is the second time Diffenay's license has been suspended. In 2017, his license was suspended for over-prescribing an excessive amount of drugs to his patients on multiple different occasions. Diffenay entered into a deferred prosecution agreement then with the Missouri Board of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs, where that board would not prosecute for 36 months. The charges were later dismissed after the board found no proof of those allegations. The Arkansas State Medical Board will hold a hearing on December 6th to determine if Dr. Diffenay has violated the Medical Practices Act. The board could then move to suspend or revoke his license to practice in the state of Arkansas. Live in studio, Griffin Broussard, K8 News.
What exactly do they mean if? This man is walking around butt-ass naked in his medical practice office around female employees. And he had relations with one of his patients. If that doesn't break every single harassment policy created, I don't know what does. So, what exactly does the board need to meet for here? I'm confused. And this man got to give women anesthesia, put women to sleep. Who knows what this man been doing to women while they under the influence.
Kristen Greer was at her most vulnerable when she was admitted to Trident Hospital in Charleston, South Carolina.
I had no control over my mind, my body. I was completely helpless. Completely.
The mother of two had tried to take her own life. She gained consciousness in the ER.
That's kind of when I first remember being there, having this man standing over me telling me I'm very good at what I do.
According to a lawsuit Greer later filed, the man was patient tech Tyler Eote. Over the next several hours, he repeatedly sexually assaulted her, including trapping her in a bathroom.
There was no doubt he could overpower you if he wanted to in that moment.
Yeah. I'm very shaky, couldn't fight back.
71-year-old Lena Ray felt similarly helpless in Florida's Citrus Hospital, admitted with a heart condition when nurse Hiram Bonilla started assaulting her, even blocking the window by taping up a bed pad. Security footage obtained by Ray's attorney shows Bonilla going in and out of her room more than 24 times in 4.5 hours. At one point, it shows Bonilla was in her room for 20 minutes.
Did it occur to you in that moment, I'm being assaulted by this man?
Absolutely. But I didn't want to make him hurt me because he kept medicating me.
Bonilla is serving a 20-year prison sentence for multiple charges in Ray's case, including molesting an elderly person. In Greer's case, Eote pleaded not guilty to sexual assault and is being held on bond. His attorney has not responded to NBC's request for comment. But these women are speaking out, they say, because the hospitals did not do enough to protect them and didn't believe them when they reported the assaults.
I was a psych patient who overdosed on medicine that could make you hallucinate, so no one took me seriously.
How does it feel to have something that traumatic happen to you and not have people listen to you or take you seriously?
Incredibly angry. furious.
Ray says she repeated her story multiple times to hospital staff.
I begged people to call the police. Please, please.
Court records show it took 6 hours for the hospital to call the police. According to court documents, hospital policy lists protocols if there's an allegation of sexual assault. Notify police is number 19 out of 26, after things like notify marketing and pull surveillance footage. The hospital says the list is not prioritized. Attorney Stefan Turkheimer from the anti-sexual violence organization RAIN says some hospitals don't report allegations at all.
But we don't know the entirety of the problem.
Aren't hospitals required to report what happens in them?
Yes, they are required to report what happens, but that isn't necessarily what they're going to do.
Still, the Joint Commission says assaults reported in hospital settings are on the rise, increasing 77% over 2 years.
Is there something about a hospital setting that makes people particularly vulnerable to sexual assault?
I think there is. And the reason why is because all your normal protections are being eroded.
What's needed is better vetting of employees, he says, and greater supervision with some patients.
And it's up to the hospitals to provide greater protections in those situations, knowing how vulnerable those people are because they put them in that position. They created that vulnerability.
According to HCA Healthcare, the company that runs both Trident and Citrus medical centers, its employees are given mandatory code of conduct and other training, and there is zero tolerance for any type of sexual misconduct. Adding that there is an expectation that incidents be investigated thoroughly, but did not specify when law enforcement should be contacted. The man who allegedly assaulted Paxton was not arrested until 2 months later, after he allegedly assaulted another patient.
I want justice for what was done to me. I want every hospital to know that these actions are not okay. You need to stick with your policies and procedures in assaults in your hospitals and take them seriously.
Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, Somerville, South Carolina.
So I showed the last 2 videos on here because I wanted you to understand that this is not an isolated incident. It's not. The fact that 2 different women are giving accounts of being in hospitals with staff, doctors, whoever, and they have to deal with being SA'd. It's crazy work to me. The song say, who can you run to when you need someone to love? Where can you run to, period, these days? Where can you go to escape? Nowhere safe. Half of y'all ain't safe in your own home. Majority of y'all sleeping with the enemy and don't even know it. You looking for enemies on the outside of your home. Baby, some of y'all sleeping with them. Male and female. What are we doing? Never would I have thought that a video would surface of a doctor in an office room walking around completely naked while pleasuring himself in the doctor's office and then ejaculating on one of the female staff. When did we get like this? I agree with you, progressive one. We need heavenly powers. Some of these ninjas out here villains, complete villains. Decepticons is what they are. Matter of fact, that's what we're gonna start calling all of these individuals masquerading as one thing but are really something else. We just gonna start calling them Decepticons over here. Y'all got to remember that. Because sometimes I say stuff I don't remember. But y'all listen. I wanted to jump on here and make sure I did a live with you guys. I'm going to get ready to get off. But you can expect to hear all of these 3 stories. We didn't get to the aliens. Maybe I'll do part 2 tomorrow. So we can talk about the aliens live. But from Mike Tyson to this doctor, y'all, it just shows you where we are really in the world. We're over sexually stimulated. And we're overly reaching for the bag. To the point that we'll risk it all just to have it all. That's the crazy part. But I told y'all I got this new job and I gotta be up. I gotta be at work at 6. So I can't stay on here with y'all till 3 o'clock in the morning. But thank you for joining me for another champagne conversation. Please be looking out for those videos coming. But before we go, I want to end this with the latest installment hold on one second of my late night story times. So if you're ready, I'm going to play this for you after we do our customary closeout. Then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. Consider joining the channel by membership, or you can subscribe. And don't worry about it. If you're not sure just yet, we'll leave the light on for you. Champagne gang. Always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, it's causing you to depreciate. Now raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink till we meet again. Now check this out. Welcome, dear mortals and wanderers of the night. You've chosen to leave the safety of your world and step into mine. Realms hidden beneath shadow and moonlight. Follow me closely now, for this is the transportation chamber. Your portal to mysteries unspoken, terrors untamed, and secrets that whisper from the dark. Through this door, your journey awaits. You'll walk beside legends of midnight, meet creatures who haunt your dreams, and uncover tales best left forgotten, unless, of course, you dare to embrace them. Are you ready to cross into a world that dances between fear and fascination? Then step forth, my brave guest, and leave all doubt behind. We won't bite unless you want us to. Welcome, my love, to Midnight's Elixir, the Champagne FizzFam. Enter if you dare. In the forgotten outskirts of a small fog-clad village, a peculiar invitation began appearing in the town's mailboxes. Join us for a night to remember at the Crimson Masquerade. The invitation read, written in elegant crimson ink that almost seemed to glisten in the candlelight. The address led to an old mansion on the hill, untouched by time and wrapped in a veil of mystery. Few dared to attend. Those who did, however, arrived with a strange, inexplicable sense of anticipation and dread. As they crossed the mansion's gates, a chill prickled down their spine. The air was thick with the scent of old wood, roses, and something faintly metallic like copper. Inside, chandeliers cast a warm golden glow over the room, illuminating an array of guests wearing ornate masks. They were all draped in extravagant dark attire, most blending into the shadows as they glided about the room. Each step was silent, their laughter soft and strangely mesmerizing. In one corner, a tall, statuesque man with piercing silver eyes and skin as pale as moonlight stood observing the crowd. He was Count Valen, the enigmatic host of the night. No one knew much about him, only whispers of his presence in the village over centuries. Looking unchanged, his eyes would sometimes meet those of an unsuspecting guest, and for a brief moment they would feel like prey caught in the hunter's gaze. The night continued with feast and wine that flowed like rivers, but there was something off about the wine. It was thick, darker than crimson, and left a lingering taste that stirred something primal in the guests. At the stroke of midnight, the music stopped, and Valen took center stage, his silver eyes gleaming with a sinister hunger. With a soft, almost entrancing voice, he invited everyone into the mansion grand ballroom. The doors creaked open, revealing a room filled with portraits, all of different people from different eras, all faces somehow familiar to the guests. It was then that they noticed the portraits were all of past guests, each painted with disturbing realism, and with growing horror they realized that none of the faces bore a hint of light or warmth. They were hollow, sunken even, and held an almost spectral glow like a vampire's gaze frozen in oil. As the guest backed away, the Count's voice rang out. "Welcome to your eternal night," he whispered, lips curling like a smile that bore two sharp fangs. With a wave of his hand, the doors of the mansion locked, and the chandeliers flickered, casting the room into a dim, eerie light. Shadows began moving, coiling and unfurling as if alive, weaving through the guests, who now tried to scream but found themselves silent, their voices stilled by some dark force. One by one, each guest was drawn to the portraits on the wall, unable to tear their gazes from the eyes in the painting. They felt themselves being pulled forward, their bodies moving like marionettes under a spell. The Count and his kin watched, their eyes glinting with cold amusement. As the last guest disappeared into a portrait, the music resumed soft and haunting, filling the now empty ballroom. And so the mansion remained silent once more, its crimson invitation set to appear again someday. The next morning, the village was quiet. The mansion on the hill appeared vacant, its iron gates locked as if it had never been opened. Yet, in the days that followed, villagers began to notice strange portraits appearing on the walls of their home. Faces they knew, faces that once lived among them, but were now trapped in eternity's chilling grasp. What do you think happened to the masquerade guests? What force do you think keeps them trapped in the portrait? What well do you think lies beyond the frame? Drop in the comments and let me know. And be careful, the next masquerade invitation could be yours.